Hey, have you guys seen the new Daredevil trailer? It looks very cool, so I had to make the new helmet. This video is just going to show you how I did it, and really you should go and make your own. It was a super beginner-friendly project. So I started in Blender by modifying the Do3D models and removing the horn. Then I used my Bamboo Lab P1P to 3D print all of the pieces at a 0.2mm layer height with tree supports. 11 hours later, I have a Daredevil helmet. If you're watching this and you don't have a 3D printer, I do highly recommend getting pretty much any 3D printer. It depends on your willingness to troubleshoot a 3D printer. I never know if it's actually gonna fit me or if it was a big giant waste of a print. I feel like I look like Zorro. Now I just want to smooth out some surfaces to get it ready for painting. Everything I'm gonna need is right here. So I like to use these metal files to deal with any of these nasty overhang areas or just anywhere where the layer lines are really gnarly. Use a low grit at first just to rough up every surface. Okay, so now it's time for fillers. I'd recommend using Bondo for any of the larger gaps. Then I use filler primer to even everything out. So you pretty much only need to wait about 30 minutes after you've put filler primer on your piece to begin wet sanding. I think that's super cool. So now it's time to wet sand. I finished smoothing out the mask with a round of wet sanding, a round of filler primer, and another round of wet sanding, but now it's time to move on. I'm happy enough with the final finish, so now it's time to paint. I really enjoy the Tester's enamel paints for jobs like this. I do really like the gloss finish and the consistency of it. At this point, I was ready to mix together a darker red for the horns and the eyepieces. I'm going to connect all of the pieces using magnets and super glue. Super rudimentary, but it does the trick. And the final step for the main helmet is a weathering black wash. Okay, this is graphite powder. I applied one layer of graphite rub to each eyepiece to get a super cool reflective look. Check it out. I made a thing.